You give me butterflies when you smile, and it feels so good. I just can't hide. I wanna hold your hand, but it gets too shy.
I don't know what it is, but lately I've been in such a self-improvement mood, and I'm not just talking glow up, right? Like, I want to treat this as healing. I want to improve things about myself. I want to work on things. I just want to work on healing myself for the rest of the year, basically, and walking into 2025 really awesome. There's a few things that have really been bothering me. You know, I always struggle with my skin. My nails need work, stuff like that. Of course, there's inner work and deeper things too. But today's the first day I want to dedicate to my healing era. I had such a great and solid morning. I've been super consistent. I've been loving the gym right now, and I just want to continue working on myself and pour into myself in other areas, not just the gym, not just eating my protein, you know, all that stuff that I'm typically pretty good about. So we're gonna make a coffee first, and then let's dive in to my healing era. Step into my kitchen. I have started decorating for Christmas, clearly. It's not done yet. If you wanna see it done, that will be coming Vlogmas Day 1. Appearance obviously isn't everything. I mean, I barely even wear makeup in like most of my videos, especially if it's a vlog. However, I do want to put more effort into my appearance. I do find that when I take care of myself and I put effort into, you know, my day-to-day look and stuff like that, as well as obviously the deeper things, working out, treating my body well, relationships, etc. I just feel like that adds to it. You know, it's kind of like the icing on the cake. And I want to stop having that feeling where I'm like, oh, like I look like shit today, or oh, like I don't want to see people. Like, I don't know, I just kind of like don't like that. And where I'm going with this, I want to improve my hair health, my nails, my skin, because you know I struggle with that. And I feel like I don't necessarily dedicate time to working on these things. And when I feel really healthy with my hair and my nails, for example, like I do feel better about myself. So we're gonna start with hair. It is a hair wash day, but before that, we're gonna prepare it. I used to be really into hair oiling last year around this time, and I haven't really done it since. If you don't know what it is, basically you take like rosemary oil, and there's other oils you can use, and you like run it through your roots and your ends and whatever, and kind of sit with it as if it's like a hair mask. And it's supposed to be really good for your hair growth. I watched a really informative TikTok video on hair oiling. I'll link it because it's like the best one I found. I thought it was actually really awesome and information filled. But so first we're gonna take this thing. I have this just sitting in my shower. I use it when I shampoo to like really scrub my head. You take it and you basically like massage all throughout your scalp. It's just supposed to like stimulate the hair follicles and help absorption and stuff like that. I feel like my hair actually looks really nice right now, which is kind of crazy because I feel like my roots are so greasy, and it's definitely hair wash day. But I am one of those people that goes a long time without washing my hair, probably longer than I should, because I do really love the feeling of freshly washed hair. And I'm probably gonna be talking about a lot of products in this video, just fair warning, but you do not need to go and purchase everything, okay? Obviously I'll have everything linked, but for example, if you don't wanna buy one of these, you can literally use your hairbrush, you know? I've been really trying to not overconsume this year, and I feel like I've actually done a pretty good job. I'm pretty proud of myself. I have to give myself some credit for that. Next, I have this high frequency one. I've shown it in other videos before. I use this on my skin. I do need to be more consistent with it for sure. However, it's also meant for your scalp. It stimulates blood circulation, reduces inflammation, kills bacteria, promotes hair growth, helps with scalp conditions, increases hair shine and texture. I do have long hair, which it definitely needs a cut. I'll probably get it this December. I should make an appointment with my hair lady. I love her so much. Anytime I'm back in Wisconsin, I go to her. I have long hair, and it looks kind of voluminous right now, but I don't have very thick hair, and I do think I could improve my hair health. And I do feel like when you have a good hair day, you feel really good about yourself, and it just enhances things, right? So I have this high frequency one. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it. Of course, I've had it for a little while, and it's super cool. Do you hear it? So next I'm gonna take this and go throughout my scalp and stimulate it through here. This thing has both argon gas and neon gas in it, I believe. That is really good for your scalp and your skin and things like that. People claim to see hair growth from this alone. I'm not consistent with it enough to like really give you that opinion on it. But I love tools, as you know, if you're not new here. I just love tools. Anything to like help now for later, if that makes sense. Like if this is gonna help my hair long term, like I'm gonna do it, that type of thing. I'm super into that stuff. And I obviously get highlights, so you win some, you lose some. Gotta do what I can. Fun fact, if you didn't know, I used to have like super, super dark hair. I was blonde when I was really little, and then you get to that age where it starts getting kind of like dirty blonde, and you're like, oh, do I get highlights? Do I dye it dark? What do I do? I chose dark. I had really dark hair almost all of high school and then half of college, and then I went back blonde, and I love it blonde. I do have dark eyebrows. Okay, sorry if that sounds really annoying. I do have dark eyebrows, so my hair is typically, I mean, you can see it kind of matches here. It's like darker, right? But the rest of my hair is lighter, and so I do have some contrast going on, but I like my dark eyebrows. Now it's time to add the oils. You can do just plain rosemary oil. This is the one a lot of people have. It's rosemary mint strengthening oil. However, I have this one from Hair Proud. It is rosemary oil, squalane, and scalp barrier boosting actives. So you just take it and you literally run it through your scalp, just through some different lines. Be generous, but also you don't need to you don't need tons and tons. I feel like people probably overdo it and then you're just wasting product. You really don't need too much. Of course, also flip and get the back. With any leftover, do like the face framing areas because those are important. And then take a brush or your little thing and just massage it through so that it gets everywhere. After your roots are done, you can take another oil. I'm using this argan oil. You can also do grapeseed oil is popular. The TikTok I link will have other options too, but you just run this through the ends of your hair. Because obviously the scalp and the roots are so important, but the ends are still important. You know, you can't neglect them. Take a good handful, but like your hair doesn't need to be wet. And then I'm gonna put it up. Be very gentle because your hair is in a very fragile state when it has all this stuff in it. You can really go down a rabbit hole and see so many different hair oiling journeys and people claiming it has like changed their lives. And I'm not claiming any of that, but if it's gonna help my hair health, like that is something that I would like to continue working on. A loose braid to solidify it. You can do this like before a workout and then work out with it in or whatever. I find that it makes me sweatier than usual and I just didn't feel like doing it this morning, so I did not. But it has to sit, I think like 3 to 4 hours. You really don't need more than that. Like you don't have to do it overnight and then worry about it getting all over your pillow and stuff. Just do it on a day where you're running errands, you're cleaning the house or whatever for a few hours and then wash it out. So we're gonna let this sit and move on to our next activity. Next thing, okay, I would say skin and nails, but nails taking number 1 are like my biggest thing I need to work on. I'm so insecure about my nails. This is very embarrassing to admit and I hate talking about it, but you gotta be vulnerable, right? I've been a nail biter my entire life and I know it's gross. Okay, please don't think less of me because of this, but I have literally since I can remember, since I first grew nails, like out of the womb, I can remember I've been such a bad nail biter, cuticle picker, like whatever. And I go in phases. Sometimes I'm really, really good with my nails and I grow them out, they get long, they get strong, whatever. And sometimes I'm just so bad at them. I don't know if it's like an anxious thing that makes me pick at them or what, but I really want to dedicate the rest of this year to working on my nails. If I can get a really good streak, I'll want to keep it up. And also I have a dinner tonight I'm going to talk about in a little bit, and I don't want icky nails because I feel like having nice, clean nails and just, not that they have to be perfectly manicured or done in a salon, but just clean nails are huge. Like they just, I don't know. I just feel like having clean nails and clean hands and good taking care of hands, like it just makes a big difference. They're gross. Don't zoom in. We're gonna work on them. I have a couple tools. This little scraper thing, you like smooth out your nails and then you like can kind of trim down your cuticles. You know how they do that in the salons. We'll file them. And then I do have this cuticle oil I've had for a while and I just don't use it. I think if I'm really consistent with using it, keeping my nails painted, because when they are painted and have like a top coat and it's a strong paint, not one that's gonna chip a ton, I'm really good about them. It's just when they get chipped and when they get gross, I'm more likely to pick at them, whatever. I also really think having moisturized hands and just trying to do your best in the dry weather is really, really beneficial. So I need to stay on top of that. I do have next to my soap dispenser also a lotion. So I just need to be adamant about using this with my hands all the time. This cuticle oil, however, it is very nice. I think if I leave it out like on my bathroom counter, I'll be more inclined to use it. It smells good. But I'm gonna let this sit. My apologies if you can hear the dishwasher. Last week, I filmed a whole week of eating the animal-based diet. If you haven't heard of it, it's been all over my TikTok For You page. It's basically eating like all animal products. So I tried the carnivore one over a month ago or whatever, and I did not like it. However, my body felt super, super great eating more meat. So I wanted to try the animal-based diet where it's meat, but not strictly only meat. So there's a little more freedom, whatever. By the time you're watching this, that video is already live. So I will link it in the description box. However, whenever I do a challenge like that, I cut out all supplements. So I haven't been taking creatine for like 2 weeks now, and I want to introduce it back into my diet because I feel a difference, okay? I do really like creatine. It essentially draws water into your muscles, so you need to make sure that you are hydrated when you're taking it, but it also helps with recovery and stuff, and I was really feeling it when I was working out last week. So I want to have some creatine. The animal-based diet, obviously, you're eating animal products, and protein powder is technically an animal product, or the kind I make, because it's protein from milk. But I cut out all supplements, right? Protein powder is a supplement. So what I would do in the morning is I would have bone broth before coffee because I really liked that I was still getting protein in before having coffee. But I thought it'd be nice to make a cup of bone broth and then throw my creatine in it because I didn't have it this morning or anything. I haven't been taking greens, anything like that. I feel like part of this healing era or whatever is also about simplifying my life, and I don't want to be bombarded with supplements. Like, I really want to be having more whole foods. I just feel literally amazing when I'm on top of my diet like that. And not even that I stick to a specific diet. I'm never gonna do that or claim to do that because it's just too restrictive in my head and I don't like it. But I don't have any greens in my cabinet right now. However, creatine is something I want to keep taking. So if I'm gonna take any supplements, I'm probably gonna still be incorporating protein powder. I would like to rely on it less, but creatine will be an everyday thing for me. Another thing I need to point out, I struggle with my skin, right? That's not a new thing. We talk about that and we're gonna be working on that in this video, of course. However, I've had a few people say like, hey, protein powder kind of affects my skin, maybe try cutting that out, whatever. So last week, since I did the animal-based diet, I didn't have any protein powder. Skin was great. Skin was great. And I hated that. I hated that because you know how much I love protein coffee. And so I'm struggling because I need to kind of find a middle ground. I don't know. Maybe 1 scoop a day is okay and just don't do more than that, or do I keep up the bone broth? But bone broth can be expensive. I would like to learn how to make my own at home. I'm just like trying to play around with simplifying my life because clearly that works for me and my skin specifically. It just makes me feel great, but at the same time, enjoying my routine. I do want to say though, there was no changes in my skin when I started taking creatine, so I don't attribute creatine to breaking me out, but I do think protein powder, unfortunately, it may have something to do with my skin issues. This bone broth is just from HEB, but it also has turmeric in it, so it's supposed to be very like anti-inflammatory. It's so nice, especially for the winter. Love it. I'll link this creatine. It's definitely affordable and I like it. I like incorporating it. I cannot make this up. This has nothing to do with the whole healing era video situation. However, I have to tell you because I'm vlogging today and this just happened. We had a little impromptu vet visit. Duncan was acting super weird. He was really wobbly. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Called them. They're like, hey, girlfriend, just come on in. So we went in. They ran all these tests, whatever. I spent over $300 for them to tell me he's high. He's literally stoned. He's so high. Oh.
You okay?
What? I don't do drugs, okay? I was answering questions to the vet. When we got there, she was like, you know, give me a play-by-play of your day. Did he eat this? What do you do? Whatever. So when I took him down to go potty this morning, I remember seeing something on the elevator floor and just pulling him away. Be like, bruh, don't eat that. I don't know what it is, right? We go potty, whatever. We get in the same elevator to go up and he gets it. The more I think about it, because she was like, you know, did he eat something? Whatever. The more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? It looked like a freaking piece of weed. He ate a weed nugget, or at least part of it, and he's high. Yeah, that's how the rest of my day went, the past few hours. I know you're so tired. I feel like it's already wearing off. Like now he just looks tired, whereas before he just looked like lights on, no one's home type of a thing. He got his little blood drawn. Oh my goodness. I love you. Poor thing. When I tell you he was so wobbly though, like he couldn't even support his weight. When we were sitting in the vet room, he jumped up like in my lap essentially. It was like a bench, not a chair I was sitting in, and he was like standing and leaning fully on me. Like he couldn't support himself, like just fully leaning into me. Oh, it was so sad, poor baby. But you know what? At least it's not something serious. It'll wear off, he'll be okay, all is well. So it's been 3, almost 4 hours. Obviously the cuticle oil is like rubbed off and stuff, but the hair has been sitting for long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and wash it, and then I do need to paint my nails and then get ready for dinner. I need to tell you about that actually. I'll tell you about it once I start doing my makeup and stuff. I'm gonna use this in the shower, and I'll probably double shampoo so that I can get a really good scrub on my roots. You really want to make sure to like scrub, or you could even use, there are some hair masks that are like meant to get everything out. I don't really know what they're called, but you really want to scrub and make sure you get all the oil out, because you don't want the oil to be left in your hair and then clog your follicle and scalp or whatever. So really get it all out. That's why I double shampooed. My hair's gonna feel so great. Something I like to do for my skin is dermaplane. You just take one of these little face razors and literally like shave your face. I do it after I wash my face so it's clean obviously, but it just gets rid of all of the peach fuzz, and it's essentially a physical exfoliator too. And then your skincare products absorb so much better into your skin, and same with your makeup. Like it sits much better on your skin. And since I'm going out in a little bit, I haven't done this in a little while, and so I've noticed that like my makeup is sitting on top of my face kind of funky because I have all that like long peach fuzz right now. I just do this every like once in a while when I feel like I need it. Obviously not every day, not even every week, but maybe like every other week. It doesn't hurt or anything. Some people use like a shaving cream with it, but I just do it dry. I love it. I'll even go down my neck a little bit. I also don't normally do this like before I'm about to put makeup on. I usually do this at night before I can just moisturize and then go to bed. I finished that, got my face a little wet, and then I'm gonna put a little hyaluronic acid on just to really draw in the moisture and hydration. And of course, a good moisturizer, my favorite ever, is First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. I've been using this for years, and it's the best, especially for dry skin, and just like a deep, when you need a deep moisturizer. As far as hair, I swear I cannot brush this mess after a shower without the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Spray. However, I recently saw a TikTok that the ingredients in here are actually terrible, and so I'm definitely gonna finish this bottle, but I need to get the Yuka app. It's the app that tells you like what products are good and what products are terrible from an ingredient standpoint. And I very much want to like simplify and kind of like clean out my environment, the products I use, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like you can't escape all chemicals, you know? So you win some, you lose some in this situation. But I really do love this leave-in spray. It helps so much. And I always use a wet brush. My hairstylist actually loves wet brushes as well. And then an anti-frizz and repair serum by L'Occitane. It's fun to have a little like post hair wash care products, but I try not to do too much, you know? Sometimes less is more. Although my hair looks super yellow and I'm thinking I should have used my purple shampoo. So I was talking in a recent video, my like slump video I posted, about how I feel like I forget to live. Like I'm so rigid on routine and I want to eat healthy and work out and all this stuff that I feel like I just let the time go and I forget to live. And I do have friends in my apartment building that I see a lot, and like I do stuff with them. You know, it's not like I sit home all day. Like I do have somewhat of a social life. I just never film that because I don't film other people really, and they probably don't care to be on camera. However, I do want to kind of improve that aspect of my life as well, right? Like I want to work on my hair health, my nail health, continue working out, eating well, journaling. I've actually been pretty good about lately, which is so hard for me to stick to, but just like doing all of those little healing things. But also the social aspect is big too. Like making friends and just talking to other people, like it is also very healing. Well, it can be, of course, it depends who and environment and all of that. And I want to like do stuff during the Christmas time. There's always like really fun Christmas bars and different things, and I want to really take advantage and do things and make friends and all of that. And I did try Bumble BFF a little bit. I never actually met up with anyone on the app. I like chatted a few people, but I just found it kind of weird. Like I didn't really know the etiquette. How long do you talk to someone? What do you even talk about? Because when you meet up with them, you know, you also need to have stuff to talk about. And I don't know, I just felt kind of weird. But there's this app that I stumbled upon. It's called Time Left. And it's a way to meet people, but it's in a group setting, which I like a lot better. So I'm about to start getting ready for that, and I'll explain more. But that's part of it, you know, like improving my social life is big, and I feel like I'm a pretty outgoing person. And I mean, I definitely have a little bit of social anxiety. I mean, who doesn't? But I want to make more friends, okay? And I'm taking action, taking an initiative. I signed up for this thing. You have to pay for it. It was like 15 bucks or whatever, but I put money into it aside from the dinner, because obviously I'm going out to dinner. I have to pay for that too. But I'm putting in effort, and I hope this goes well, and I'll tell you all about it. If you've ever heard of it, It sounds pretty cool. They have it in a good amount of major cities. Let's get ready for that. I normally do hair then makeup, but I need my hair to finish drying. So we're gonna start with makeup, and I just put my sweater on because I wanna know how much makeup I need to blend down my neck. So I'm just gonna wear a sweater and jeans. The restaurant, it's only $2 sign, so it's not like it's super fancy. It doesn't need to be. And I think just like jeans and a sweater is perfect. It'll be in the 60s tonight. I'm gonna leave in probably about an hour. But so basically it's called Time Left. You sign up, you take this little like personality quiz essentially, enter some information about yourself, and then it's supposed to match you with a group of people and you like meet for dinner. You just pick like the date. It's always on a Wednesday, and I think the time is always 7 p.m. And then the day before you get to know like a little bit about the other people that are coming. But when I say a little bit, you barely find out anything, which I do think makes sense though, because that kind of ruins it. Like you don't want to be able to like look these people up online before you go. You don't want to know too much because then what are you going to talk about at dinner? So you find out like your common interests and their zodiac sign or whatever, which I don't know, just really doesn't mean much to me. However, what's weird to me is there's no age range. I'm very happy to be friends with people that are not the exact same age as me, but you'd think that there'd be, I don't know, like some sort of range they'd keep it together, but I don't know. But so then I wasn't even told the location and name of the restaurant until this morning. It's supposed to be available to you at 9 a.m. the day of your dinner. It wasn't even available at 9, so I was like, okay, when is this actually going to be available? I need to plan out what time I need to leave, what time I need to get ready, whatever. And I think I could view it at like 11:30, so it came late, but whatever. And so we're going to a place that's like less than a 10-minute drive from me, which is really nice. And I'm gonna be so nervous. Like I just show up and I'll be like, hey, like I'm sitting at table 1, they'll sit me down and there's gonna be 5 other strangers. I really hope that nobody knows each other or anything. I tried looking up other people's experiences on TikTok and stuff, and I did a little bit reading on Reddit, and I think people have sat with other people that knew each other from previous Time Left dinners, and I'm like, I don't like that, because the point of this is that nobody knows each other. You know, I don't want like cliques or like to feel like I'm intruding on a group that is just familiar with themselves. I just like the group setting a lot more than meeting up with someone one-on-one from Bubble BFF. I am thinking about what I want to tell them that I do, like for a living, right? Because obviously that's gonna come up. That's like one of the first questions you ask somebody, and I'm not ashamed of what I do at all. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I don't want to say like, oh, I'm like an influencer or a YouTuber or whatever, and then get super judged because of it. And not judged in a way where like, oh, I think they're gonna use me for my platform. Like, no, that's not at all what I'm saying. But I do feel like the term, you know, influencer gets such a bad rap, and some people deserve it. I'm not saying that it came from nowhere, right? But I don't want me to say that and then people automatically like think a certain way about me. So I usually just say like, oh, like I work in social media, marketing, freelance, like type things like that if they keep digging. And then if they really keep digging, I'll just tell them, right? But I don't know, I don't want it to influence what someone thinks of me. And obviously after this dinner, I'm sure everyone's gonna go look each other up and this and that, and that's totally fine. Like, do it, I encourage you. I'd love to have you as part of my community, right? But it's just a thought that I have like when meeting people. So I will obviously debrief you and let you know how everything goes. I try to approach as many things as I can with an open mind, and that's what I'm gonna do tonight. And I am excited to tell you how it goes. My hair isn't fully dry, unfortunately, so this isn't working as well as it normally does. It's at least like smoothing out my hair, and it's giving me a little bit of flip and blowout look like at the ends. I got this really pretty red, like kind of shimmery color for the holidays. I want to get some color on my nails, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish them fully tonight before I have to leave. I have less than a half an hour till I want to be ready, and I need some of that time to be dedicated to mentally preparing myself because I'm going to be nervous. So I'm just going to do a quick painting so I at least have something on my nails and I don't feel super bare, and I don't know, I don't want to draw attention to my hands. One coat was actually pretty thick, so that's good. I'm gonna let that dry. Finish the nails fully tomorrow with the top coat, a second coat of paint, all of that. This is the final look. Would you be my friend? My basic makeup, casual hair. I'm leaving in less than 5 minutes and I'm so nervous. But it's like, okay, it either goes really well or I just have a good meal and don't talk to these people ever again. Like, it'll be okay, right? I'm obviously not bringing my camera in, but I'm being dropped off, which is nice. I don't have to worry about parking, and it's not too far, but I also wouldn't walk in the dark by myself. And you guys, that was not okay. That was not okay. Okay, what the hell? I literally, let me give you a play-by-play. I show up. So we're driving there. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna get there at 6:54. Let's like wait. So we like park on the side of the road, wait a few minutes. I walk in at a crisp 6:57. Reservation's at 7, right? So I'm like, okay, that's good. You know, when you have a reservation, I feel like you show up right on time. So I walk in, I'm like, hey, table 1, whatever. She's like, oh, you're the first one here. I'm like, of course I am. Haha, whatever. And so I sit down. A minute later, a guy comes, and I'm like, okay. So you don't input age on the app, but I think you input gender. So I'm like, okay, hopefully, you know, one guy, whatever, hopefully there's like more women. I also just like looked a lot into this app on TikTok and stuff, and all these TikTok videos were about girls like meeting cool girlfriends. So I'm like, okay, there's probably gonna be a lot of girls. Like, awesome. Okay, he sits down, whatever. Another guy walks in. Interesting character, not here to judge, whatever. Sits down. Okay, I'm like, okay, we're chatting. Literally 7:30, 2 more men come. I'm like, okay, first of all, reservation's at 7. Second of all, they look like babies. And I'm like, okay, how old are you? Turns out the first 2 guys were 25. I'm 26, right? Again, they don't ask for your age, so it's not like I'm expecting to have like all my exact same age or whatever. But then the second 2 guys come. One is 21 years old, literally turned 21 last week. Other guy's 20, can't even legally drink. And I'm like, okay, I love people of all ages. But just for me to like hang out and be friends with them, like, I don't know, I feel like I want you to be able to legally drink. And you don't have to drink alcohol, I'm not saying you do, but it's just like, the fact that you can't legally drink is just kind of wild to me because I'm 26. Like, I don't know. And so my experience in Austin so far this whole past year, all the places I go, events, bars, wherever, people in my building, like I always tend to be on the younger side. I feel like Austin's very popular for like the early 30s. And so I just kind of expect like everywhere I go, I'm like, okay, like maybe I'll be on the younger side, which I'm fine not being on the younger side. Like it's okay that I was 26 and the first 2 guys were 25, but I'm just like, to be the oldest one there at a ripe age of 26 was kind of crazy. And to be with 4 men, nobody else comes. It's literally me and 4 guys. What? I don't want to have dinner with 4 random men. Also, they're supposed to put you in a group. He's literally laying on my arm right now. He's so sweet. I know. I missed you. Are you feeling better? I think he's back to normal. But they're supposed to like pair you up with interests. Boy, did we not have interests in common. Like, 2 of them were DJs, which again is fine, but like I don't have anything in common. I am the last person you even want on the aux cord, okay? Another guy is a bartender. Another guy is like a software developer. Like, I don't know, interesting people. No shade to them, but just like terrible matching. Like, yeah, what? You think I'm gonna use this app again? No. Terrible review. Also, one of the guys brings up the election. Is like, oh, did you vote? Who'd you vote for? This and that, this and that. Really? We're gonna talk about politics when I've known you for 5 minutes. What? Please, what? Like, I feel like I truly was not explaining how bad this actually was. Like, I really wanted to leave. It just was not worth my time and money, and I should have, but I'm just too nice, so I stayed. And this guy, so he brings up voting, politics, the election, and keep in mind, on the quiz, you rank how much you want to talk about both politics and religion, and I ranked lowest on the scale. I was like, I do not want to discuss these topics. Like, no. Also, just being 1 woman with 4 men, I'm like, I don't want to go there. So I straight up told him, I'm like, hey, like, I don't want to talk about this. And then, of course, he like tries to make it like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't want to bring it up, whatever. Yes, you did. Like, don't start gaslighting me. Like, you're the one who brought this up. It was bad. And I just like, I was so frazzled and confused, and I didn't want to like sit here complaining to the camera, but no, like it was bad. So yeah, I try to make friends. I try to put myself out there, and this is what happens. Looks like maybe I'll need to give Bumble BFF another go. Like I said, I love some girls in my building and stuff, but I just like, you know, I want to get out there more. And I just don't know how you can match me up with 4 men that I just feel like I have nothing in common with. And you can rate your experience in the app, and boy, am I gonna do that. So sorry for complaining, but I'm like in this healing era. I'm working on my, you know, my journaling. I'm working on my hair health, my nails, my healthy lifestyle that I'm always working on. So I'm like, yes, let me work on my social life, and I try, and this is what happens. I'm gonna go to bed, and we're gonna pick this up again. I love you. And I spent like $40. I had 1 drink, and I had a small
little plate of food because I was just like, I want to eat this and get out of here, you know? And then it adds up to $40 for like it just not a good experience. I'm like, I would have rather just stayed home.
So my dinner was $40 and then I had to pay the $15 time left fee ahead of time. So I spent $55 for absolutely nothing. And then I provided feedback and they were super lame about it. And like, how could you pair me with all men and like all children? Oh gosh, like it was such a waste. And I am honestly not even happy that I like went through with it. Like I could have just lived, laugh, love without this experience. And I don't know, like it wasn't even a learning lesson for me. It was a waste. It was a complete waste. And I'm still crabby about it, okay?
I put on a full face of makeup to sit next to a 20-year-old. Oh my goodness. Again, no shade. If you're 20 and you're watching this, I love you. But if you're a 20-year-old boy, like, chances are I probably don't really care to be your friend. That sounds mean. I don't mean it mean. I'm sorry. Do you get where I'm coming from? We just don't have much in common.
Good morning. It's a few days later. Let's continue this healing era. Finished my nails, feeling really good about them. Lately, I have been actually really good about journaling. I tried last year, and I've mentioned before, it's just so hard for me to stick to. And whether it's intense journaling and actually writing down my thoughts, or it's literally just to-do lists, organizing things, it's just so beneficial to take a pen to paper, I swear. And so we're gonna start the day with doing that. I typically will write everything I want to film throughout the week. This changes too. Like, you can plan things out, but if things change, it's not the end of the world. You know, if you need to rearrange things to better fit your schedule or whatever, do that. I'll do my other to-dos, and then I love to do like a gratitude and manifestation little sections. I think it's just super important to be grateful for things every day and just acknowledge what you have and how far you've come, because I don't know, I just feel like in order to progress, you have to be happy with where you are at. And writing down things, it just, I don't know, it makes you reflect and it really makes you feel good. And then as far as manifestations, I'm not a super like woo-woo like manifest person. However, writing down things that you want as if you already have them, I do believe it sets the tone and will make you take steps to further work on them, right? Like, you have to work on things to earn them. And so I've just been really happy that journaling has been going well for me, and I really think it's so beneficial. Even if it's 5 minutes, you don't have to spend a long time, you know, really doing deep work, but just 5-10 minutes every single day, I think makes such a difference and is so helpful. And just like that, 5 minutes later, I have a full page. Part of the healing era is totally cleaning up a bit, resetting. I firmly believe your environment is huge, and if you want to thrive, you have to set it up in a way that helps you. So for me personally, clear, clean, decluttered space, clear, happy brain. I really need to wash my sheets. The rest of my apartment is fairly clean, which is nice. And I have started decorating for Christmas, so it's feeling very cozy and just like good vibes, dare I say, which I really love. Also just replenishing things and doing things as little as, for example, when I was putting on mascara, I noticed it was like dried up and towards the end of its life. So I placed an Amazon order and it just arrived this morning. So I went down and grabbed the package, got new mascara. I love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I will repurchase this over and over and over again. Yes, I do want to use more clean products, but also like something like this, I'm gonna use it, right? I don't even know what's in here, if it's bad, if it's good, but I just love this mascara. Another thing, I wear socks like every day. That might not be a crazy fact, right? But like, it's warm where I live, right? So like sometimes you don't always put socks on. I wear socks a lot, and so many of my socks are holey and ratty and need to be tossed. So what did I do? I just finally ordered a new pack. Just something I've been having on my to-do list, and I'm gonna be much happier when I put my socks on when there's not a big hole in them, you know? Just like little things like that. Decluttering, replenishing, not over consuming, but I don't need to wear holey socks. I can afford $8 to buy a 10-pack of new socks. I don't know why these were so cheap, but they were literally like $8 on Amazon. I always wear tall socks. I don't really like the gray on them. I wish they were all white, but it's fine. I'll link them if you're interested. Hanes is just, you know, tried and true. See, we are setting up the cozy vibes here. I have the tree all up, even did these cabinet bows, really trying to create a good environment. I also think this is so adorable, these little cranberries. Obviously so fake, but I just think they're a cute touch. Ooh, let's light a new candle. This one, it's not necessarily like Christmas themed, but it's green oak and moss. So it's kind of like a fresh, I don't know, I really like it. A clean space and a fresh candle is awesome. I just love it. I just love it. Let's do some bone broth, and then I'm also gonna add creatine. to get it in for the day. On my last video, I mentioned how I wanted to learn how to make bone broth, and I got some really awesome, helpful comments. So it actually doesn't seem that hard, and buying it is expensive, and I'm sure there's a bunch more like preservatives and whatnot. If I can make something at home, like I'm gonna make something at home. Lately, I feel like I've been really good about what I'm eating, and I have been liking the gym. Today is just a cardio day. My update is that I'm done with Muscle Mommy by Mind Pump. I'm actually gonna film a review video about it today. That will be going up in December, so if you wanna see it, definitely subscribe. So this week, before I start a new program, I am just doing lots of cardio and stuff. Maybe I'll do some Pilates, just like at home floor, like mat Pilates. I want to do a couple videos, and I'm going right back to the Alive app. Okay, that's my update. I love the Alive app. I've been feeling lost without it. Obviously, when I started a new program, I canceled my subscription because I didn't want to keep paying for it. So I'm gonna renew my subscription, make it active, and start fresh next week. So that is very exciting. I do have a dedicated video on that as well. But so that's where I've kind of been, and I want to keep it up. You know, I just feel so good when I'm on top of things and just carrying out my routines with discipline. I feel like I've recently sparked like a new wave of motivation. Maybe it's because I'm like such on a feeling of this like self-healing journey. I'm like, yes, like pour into my workouts, my diet, whatever. And so I've been feeling just really good. Something I've also really been working on that makes a huge difference is less phone time. I've been less like doom scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, things like that, and I love it. Of course, I use those apps, but I have been procrastinating less. I've been on my phone less, and I just love that stuff. I've been planning things out. I've been feeling less behind, which makes me wake up feeling better and less like anxiety filled, like, oh my gosh, I need to get this done, I'm so behind, blah, blah, blah. Like, try to cut down your screen time and see the difference it'll make in your life, because it is huge, I swear. If you're not just like wasting time on your phone, you might actually get stuff done and stop procrastinating. I've also been eating a lot of meat, and that always just makes my body feel really solid, less bloated, and awesome. That's my current update, and it's a great one, and I'm really happy about it. But that's the thing, is I've been working on these things. I've been putting in the effort, I've been planning, I've been actually doing things, putting my plans into action, and this is the reward, this is the benefit I'm getting from those things. And nothing's instant, right? Like, this has taken a few weeks, but I've been slowly working on it, and now I'm reaching the benefits. I have decided it's also time for me to get rid of one of my rings. I've been wearing both the Ultra Human ring and the Aura ring for a while now, and I just simply do not need two smart rings. The Aura ring is the Gen 3. Now the Gen 4 is out, and it seems like from the Gen 3 to the Gen 4, there's a lot of improvements. And my Ultra Human ring, I do think is very accurate, and it is thinner, it has a sleeker design, and there's no monthly fee. I made videos about all this stuff. If you want to compare, do your research, whatever, go watch them. But this is to say, I'm going to get rid of my Aura ring. I'm going to cancel my subscription fee. It's $6 a month, so then it's one less thing to pay for. Again, simplifying my life a little bit. This one has no fee, and it just looks better with the rest of my jewelry, because I typically do wear gold jewelry. It's thinner and a little bit more comfortable. So I might give my Aura ring to my sister. If she doesn't want it, I'm gonna ask my mom. I don't need two rings, right? I've been procrastinating this decision because I like having both data points in both apps, because I like how the Aura ring app looks a little bit better, but I like wearing and the accuracy of the Ultra Human ring. I don't know, whatever. So I can finally pack up the charger. I have two chargers because I've still been charging both rings, obviously. I am kind of sad to depart with Aura, not gonna lie, just because it was my first smart ring, and I mean, the more updates they have to the app, like the cooler it gets. For example, you can take this cardio capacity 6-minute walking test to determine your cardio age, which, humble brag, my cardio age is apparently negative 8.5 years. All that 12/3/30, you know? However, I don't need two rings and to keep paying my subscription. So it'll be canceled effective the 17th, which is the next billing cycle. I do like Aura, but I hate the membership fee, and the Gen 4 seems like it's a lot better, but like I'm not about to purchase another ring, you know? And also I hate that if you want gold, it gets so expensive, whereas the Ultra Human is the same price for every finish, which is also really nice. If you are looking to purchase one, I do have a 10% off code with the Ultra Human ring. I will put that in the description box, of course. All right, cute. Like I said, I've been really on top of my diet lately, and I've been loving making things from home, so I just started the bread maker. I'm making a fresh loaf. I'm so freaking excited because I've only made like 3 loaves before, but I found a recipe that I want to stick to now finally. It's so good. And I got little bread bags. It's just so nice because it's not that many ingredients. The bread maker does all the work for you. I'll link it. It's literally from Amazon. And you just feel better eating it. I was gonna get a bread box to put on my counter because I thought that would be really cute. But I think if I keep it in the fridge, it'll probably last longer because obviously there's not preservatives or anything to keep it well super long. Anyways, another thing I want to make. So Duncan, you know, we're always practicing training. Like every time we leave the apartment, like we're always practicing training. So I go through a lot of training treats and they can get expensive. So I finally got a mold to make a bunch of training treats. I want to reiterate that I know you can't escape like all chemicals or bad things or whatever, but I just feel like part of this whole healing journey era is if I can cut out some ultra processed foods and things like that, I should do it, you know? I just put my new socks on and we're gonna go take Dunks for a walk. Just like to wear hats on walks.
Good boy.
It makes quite a lot of treats, as you can tell, which is awesome, but also I don't want it to make too many because I don't know how long they're actually good for, you know? So it's like the perfect amount, I think. This looks so good. Oh my goodness. Look at that steam. Really, sir? Give me some of that bread. I want that bread. This is dinner. We are obsessed with the Olive Garden chicken gnocchi soup, so I made a giant batch and fresh bread, and that's what we've been having for dinner the past few nights. It is seriously so good and just such a nice home-cooked meal. Oh, I love it. I love everything about it. I love the bread bag. It makes me so happy. This is so cute. I have like my official bread system now. Sauna and red light are so nice for winding down before bed. My skin looks pretty good right now. I've actually been really good about not picking, and I'm trying to be more consistent with this, both on my scalp and on my skin. Good for acne, but also good for aging. Skin is obviously a huge part of healing for me, which we know that. And you know, I know that protein powder doesn't help my skin, but I wanna continue doing other things. So like obviously the internal work on that, what goes into my body that affects my skin, but also like these devices I really like. So keep up with the high frequency one to kill bacteria and help with like wrinkles and stuff like that. I really like it. I also think red light can be really valuable, so I'm gonna try to get back on that grind. There's definitely a lot more part of this healing journey. For example, I really need to go to the dentist. And I talked about this on my Instagram story, but like I really want to work on my wardrobe and like fix my style. Like there's just so many things that I want to improve and I'm like really motivated to work on. So maybe I'll make this the series. I don't know. This video is getting really, really long though, so this is the beginning of it. I also really want to try castor oil on my belly button. Have you ever heard of that? I don't really know how to do it. I'm gonna have to look it up. And you sleep with it on you. It's supposed to be really good. I don't know. But I think this video is literally so long that I'm gonna save this for the next one. In this little series, yeah, why don't we make it a series? I'm all moisturized for my nails and just my skin in general. I'm gonna do a little bit of cuticle oil so I can keep this up and keep my nail health going strong. And then I am hopping right into bed. But maybe I want to continue this. I know this vlog was kind of like a hodgepodge of random things, but you get the gist, you know, like I'm just trying to work on things and actually dedicate time. Sometimes you're like, oh, like I, you know, have skin issues and I do my skincare routine, but it's like, okay, but you need to take the time to figure out what is causing it and this and that, and like actually dedicate time and effort to, I don't know, like figuring it out. And I feel like I've talked about my skin for a while and this year specifically, and I'm finally, I don't know, kind of figuring it out because I've put the time. I cut out protein powder. I am trying different things, right? I do the red light, whatever. So I'm working on healing myself. I am gonna go strong with these nails. You heard it here first. We're working on this. I'm putting time and effort. Like I said, it's been a few days since the first part of this video, so they've been going strong for a few days now. I haven't had like any itch to do anything with them, which is good. And I'm taking action, leaving my cuticle oil out so that I remember to use it, and we are healing ourselves, okay? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know this vlog was so long, so if you're still here, You mean the world to me. I love you so much. Let me know what more do you want to see. Do you like this stuff? I don't know. Give me feedback. I love you. Thank you. Please subscribe if you have not. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, literally what are you doing? Road to 100K. We only have a month left of the year, but hopefully soon after that. Okay, I'll see you in my next one.